and welcome back to the Mayor's Update Live.
Here we are.
We're looking for your questions, whatever you guys want to talk about, let us know.
We've got everything tonight, anything you want, and a pretty good update from council last night. Other activities in the community, things going on.
Things are heating up again. It was a little bit cool.
St. Patrick's Day went well. We survived.
Yeah, the weather might be getting cold, but the events are heating up.
Was it ever? And it's I had snow on my car.
Me too.
I haven't been used to that. Now I went out. I can drive like this. Just put your head out the window. No, I'm just kidding. It was just a little bit on the windshield. It came off with the wipers. The elephant is in the room tonight. Just right.
The elephant is in the room, and not just that elephant. There are a lot of little elephants in the room as well.
That's right. There's little elephants. You got the one big elephant in the room, but there's other things we have to talk about. So we have little elephants in the room too. Right. And geez, if we ever get back to trivia, these can be prizes too.
100%. One of these days.
We'll get back to trivia and we'll get a phone-in show.
You know what the hardest thing with the trivia is for me to get around to give people their gifts.
No. We have to say, if you win, you have to pick it up at the mayor's office at City Hall during business hours.
Totally. That'll be perfect.
That's what we'll do.
That's the perfect way to do it. Because I still owed Ian Chandler an art print.
And he hasn't come, and you haven't got.
I haven't got to get to him to give it to him.
We could leave it at Caps Off, and he has to go there and have beers.
Yeah,
and then get his free print.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's what we're going to do. So, Ian, if you're watching tonight, I'm going to drop a print off at Caps Off, and then you can pick it up there.
Right.
So you're talking about council. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Huge, but fun thing today. Mayor Darren Caniff from Chatham-Kent came to visit.
Very nice.
We'd been talking a bit, and he said, I'm coming to St. Thomas. Where should we meet? We met at Streamliners. Yeah. And, of course, you know how the whole world kind of enters Streamliners at one point or the other. Yeah. So Councillor Wookie was there with Will from the Railway Museum. In walks Paul Jenkins. Right? So it was we solved all of the mayor's problems of the world in a 2-hour meeting we had today. It was a lot of fun. Efficient. A lot of great stuff. Nobody wrote it down, so we're going to have to meet again because we forget all the answers.
Well, as long as you go to Streamliners and you get the drinks while you're there.
Oh, tall.
Have you had the Wolverine?
No, I have not. I'm a pretty
delicious.
Plain. I had a tall black, right? So basically a double.
Very conservative of you.
It very was. He had a latte, and it was the most beautiful looking latte I've ever seen.
Art in there as well.
Yeah, beautiful. So excellent. And you're right. Council last night was just incredibly. We had a public meeting. We had a full agenda, but there was so much good stuff that had to do with community improvement plan and road construction. More road construction RFPs came in. So
people are going to be excited about that because all they talk about on St. Thomas Happenings, it seems, is we need our roads fixed now.
Right, but don't do it on my road.
No.
And don't put in a roundabout on my road.
Or if you're doing it on the road, then you could really do some other road.
No, you could do my road really needs to be rebuilt, but could you just wait another year? Yeah, sure we can. We can do all that.
And then you should have done it 2 years ago.
Right, exactly. And you just paved it, and now you're ripping it up again. Yes, we're actually doing water and sewer and stuff underground. Exactly. We're having fun.
We're being facetious,
but it's neat.
It is
how that is the type of comments we're getting on some of social media. It doesn't matter. It's black. It's white. It's right.
It's red. It's orange.
Right. Yeah. Perfect.
Yep.
So, do you want to cover some of what we had last night?
Let's cover it all.
Okay.
Let's cover everything.
And Rose is there. Rose did heavy lifting last night.
Hi, Councillor Gibson.
Yeah.
And everyone had St. Patty's Day too. All the events across
all
the city.
The stuff that occurred. And I put on my green shirt. I put on my green sweatshirt.
Yeah. And then you stayed home?
Full intent of going to my favorite bar. But we moved last week, as many of you know.
It's pretty exhausting.
And so I went and did a 2-hour grocery shopping, but I was wearing my green, and that's as good as it got.
You know what I did?
What?
Absolutely nothing.
I sat around.
I stayed home.
It's been my thing too. If there's not something scheduled, maybe I should just sit here for a minute because
things have been too crazy for me to do anything extra.
Well, let's talk about some of the neat things that happened. All right, so we've got the first thing last night. I'll just quickly go through the agenda. Was 2016 to 2020 Talbot Street. Do you know where that is?
You know what? I don't. Where is that?
The old Pioneer gas station lot. So on the south side of Talbot, and it's all clear now. There's really 3 lots kind of connected there. And the people that now own that had been approved by us as a medical center lot. That didn't happen yet.
Okay.
But they're adding now, they want to add some zoning that can happen on that lot too.
All right.
Some other types of commercial. What a good spot for it, right there on that busy piece of Talbot.
Great location.
Street. All right. We passed the industrial subdivision Appendix B for Yarmouth Yards for the industrial park. So we said yes to a subdivision of industrial park last night. CIP plan. You know what our community improvement plan, CIP we call it, and you may not know it as that. So it's dollars the city has to give to you if you want to renovate the facade, the historic pieces on the outside of your building, or if you're developing apartments upstairs in your business downtown or other places.
Yeah.
And so we offer different ways, and some loans we'll offer you if you're doing a large amount of apartments if they're in an affordable type.
Yeah.
So
the city's making it rain with grants through the CIP. So it's like plop, 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 plop.
Let's do it. So at 291 Talbot, that's the piece at the far end by the Lotus Tie. It's a orthodontics clinic that's going into the little spot that was I think a dentist office out front. And it's some heritage pieces being done to it. After it was 28 Southwick.
Oh, yes.
Central Baptist Church was what it was. It closed about a year ago. And there's a group in there now building 29 apartments, 1, 2, and bachelors.
What are they doing with the main area? Because it's a beautiful little church
I
space.
think they've said they're preserving the outside, but it will be apartments inside.
Wow. What about the steeple? Is there going to be an apartment in the steeple?
Hey, if you're tall and thin.
Tiny home.
Yeah, if you're tall and thin, you can be in the steeple. All right. We have a doorbell. Bing. No.
Just don't ring the bell.
Yes. 441 Talbot is again a storefront downtown. CIP money for renovating 2 apartments above it that currently aren't there. So that's it. The building next door to us here at the corner of Mondamon and Talbot.
Yeah.
Right. 535 to 539 Talbot, 10 plus apartments and some heritage facade work on the front of it too.
Wow.
So pretty productive night last night from a community improvement plan point of view, but that's not all. There's more. 3rd Avenue construction. So the rebuilding of 3rd Avenue this year was another thing that went out for RFP, went out and was approved last night. $3.5 million, I believe, for the reconstruction.
Wait, how much?
3.5.
$3.5 million?
Yeah, this is big construction, folks. This is sewers, water, new curbing.
Yeah,
right. Sidewalks.
That's the real deal.
Yeah, it's going to get better. 2 backhoes with the attachment that goes with them. An RFP went out. We bought them. The city works department asked for us, so they got their 2 backhoes.
Do they have other backhoes, or are these like the first 2 backhoes?
No, these are replacement backhoes.
Oh.
And so that was asked last night. Councillor Herbert said, what do we do with the old backhoes? Well, we sell them. And so some of this price comes back to us on the used equipment. The Highbury widening RFP.
Ooh.
That's the roundabout at Ron McNeil, widening Highbury to 5 lanes, the roundabout at South Edgeware. $24 million. Granted the RFP last night to do that large section and beautiful section of Highbury. And then we heard reports about our water distribution system, our sewage collection system, and the wastewater control plant.
Right.
We get an annual report, and all 3 of them were last night. Apparently, we're doing top notch at running our water system and our wastewater system. And
can you talk about the new water control plant that's going in yet, and where that's going?
Nope. We can tell you the general area is north of the city, and the approval on 1 of 3 sites is in the mix, and we should have that back pretty soon. But I can't announce it yet. All right. What else have we got? Railway City Music Festival, which is
Yes.
reoccurring this year, came and asked us for, it's happening between August 15th and August 18th at Pinafore Park. Mark your calendars now. It's a significant event, so it can have licensing.
Yep.
And Employment Services Elgin asked us for 1 day worth of free transit for a job fair they're holding May 1st.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we think that's great too. Right? And that is pretty much all of the stuff that happened last night at council until we stopped council and went to a public meeting.
Whoa.
And there was a public meeting last night about what we call Area 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It's in the northwest area of town. We ran all the pipes up Sunset in the last 2 years so that we could start building in Area 1 this year. But because of the growth in the community, we've wanted to bring alive Area 2 and 3. So some of the landowners in that area were here in the gallery last night asking us question, what does this mean? Where would the roads be? How will we get servicing? All of those questions were asked at the public meeting. And the public meeting was so that the council could say, yes, let's change this from a hold into let's look at building houses in those areas.
Very good.
So I still have to come back to be approved, but that's the answer. So those are the big things we got done. What's coming up this weekend?
Oh man, we got the Shamrock Shuffle coming up.
Oh, you got to go.
Yeah,
right? You got to
It's
go
a
help
fundraiser
the
for
inn.
the inn.
We had Brian here last week telling us about how important it was to have the fundraising from the inn. So please, that's this week.
At the Horton Market, of course.
Of course, every Saturday. And it's going to be cool tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday, and should start to warm up again. And we're then
Fingers
fully
crossed.
into spring. Spring. It's spring already. What happened to winter? We didn't really have one.
I think this is our winner right now. That's what I'm feeling.
Put an elephant on an elephant.
An elephant
Yeah,
on
I
an
can't
elephant.
get it on the camera. There we go. Okay.
There.
Got elephants. All right. So those are all
Elephantitis.
the elephants in the room that I know of. But you at home, I know you're asking me tough questions, right? Well, hey, Mayor, what have you been up to? Well, meeting other mayors, running council, doing some really unique things in this community to move forward. But every RFP that we already have accepted, which is almost all of our construction scheduled for this year, because we've already talked about Keynes and Elysian and Churchill and now Third Ave and Highbury, have all come in under what we proposed they would be.
Yeah.
Because we got out early and got to the top of the bidding pile,
Right.
With all of the people who really want the work, and we're set. We now got 5 big projects, and I see that from where we sit here, the Kane Street project signs are up, the Scott and Curtis Street signs are up.
Yeah.
So March 18th, we're already working on 2024's construction.
Very good.
Yeah.
And what about the ECEs? Has there been any more movement on that? Early childhood educators? Because we're looking for early childhood educators in St. Thomas.
Well, yes. That's obviously the job of our community colleges need to fill their classrooms with ECEs so that as we graduate them, we'll hire them.
Right.
There is certainly a certain number of early childhood educators, certified early childhood educators needed in every child care facility, but other people too. So if you're looking for a good job, come on and apply. I think the YMCA runs the child care facility here right outside.
YMCA? Not the YWCA?
This is the YMCA.
Oh, okay.
And they run a lot of our early on programs across the county too. Right? So look, get out and apply. If you're looking for a job, it's a nice place to work, a beautiful new building. And if you are a certified early childhood educator, come on and apply. We need all of the child care spaces we can open and build.
Absolutely. And there's spaces we need people. Beth Douglas is saying, so weird seeing traffic going both directions in front of my house on Curtis Street.
Yes.
So far, no issues, thankfully.
No. We all drive on both sides of the street now. We all drive on both sides of many streets that have parking down one side. This shouldn't be an issue. This shouldn't be strange to anyone. But you're right. Watch yourself. It's the first little bit. But I will admit to having done it once too.
Really?
Go the wrong way down that street. Turn out of a side street and then realized I'm on the wrong way going in a one-way.
I might have
so
done
now
that
I
as
would have
well.
been fine.
Yeah.
Right? It's over. Right?
I did that.
I want my ticket expunged. No.
I think it was during the Talbot Street reconstruction.
Right. And we're all zigzagging back in here.
Yeah, it's a bit. Anyway, I'm very excited for this.
Yes.
Beth is also saying, hats off to city services that helped me last week. I'm having major structural issues with my house, so emailed customer service, who put me in contact with a city building inspector who really helped me understand how to find an engineer, find a contractor, and how to navigate the permit system. Feeling much more confident to tackle this, so a big thank you.
I'm happy to hear that, because we think of our engineering department or our planning department or our building department, certainly the inspecting side of the building department, as being all big projects. And they're not. The vast majority of them is, I want to put a deck on my house. What do I have to do? How do I get permits? And it's this. And
how do I take a tree down
myself? Right. And that's through our parks department and our professional arborist team, and they would come and tell you that too. But I'm really happy to hear that the customer service side is working well. Right.
And that's, you've talked about that. The other counselors have talked about that.
Yes.
If you've got a question, call the customer service.
Right. And I still got a couple last week too, and I keep doing what I said I would do. I answer them back and say, thank you for your email. I'm copying customer service on this response, so they see that I've also seen what you're asking for.
Right.
And most people write back and say, well, that was great. They called me back right away. Right? That's exactly what we want you to do. As much as you'd love to call the mayor, and as much as I'd love to speak to every one of you every day, it's not possible. So hitting customer service. And if you want to CC me on it so I get it too, then fine, I know it, and I'll know to ask which department it gets sent to. Hey, what did you do about it?
Of departments and getting back to you, have they let you know about the bus stop signs yet?
No, and again, I've dropped the ball on this one. So but so many things going on with transit right now that isn't the one. I look out the window and the Talbot bus is going up and down Talbot, so I'm okay. I think if you go, hey,
he said they're still stopping. They're stopping, but there's no stop signs.
Well,
there bus signs. There's no bus
are
signs.
Talbot Street bus stops. So my question to them was, why do we have some and not all? Or did we make less of them after the construction of Talbot Street? And should we be saying that? I'll check, Joe, and I'll get back to you. And it's my fault for not following up. I'll take full blame for it. The elephant stops at my desk. It's not a buck. It's an elephant.
It's the elephant.
Yeah.
Question in about what's going on behind the laundromat on First Ave.
The laundromat on First Ave. Well, I don't know what's going behind it. There's somebody.
It's like that First Coin laundromat, I think.
Yeah, I know. We're almost to. What's this? The Senior Center Street. It's
like just in behind.
I think it's probably at the corner of Forest Ave and First Ave, but I don't know. Does it look like's happening behind it? There was an approval for a subdivision in that block. You remember this? There was like a big empty space behind all of the homes in that block.
It's kind of hidden away, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it was going to be like a 20-unit subdivision inside there with an access out to, I think that might be at Burwell though, but I don't know. Could be that's what's going in behind there.
Yeah. And Dale's calling you on that. He said, come on, Joe, do your job, lol. Just joking. Just joking. So.
It is part of my job, and I take credit for doing a good one, but you're right. There's been a few other things.
One or two. One of these days, Dale, we're going to get that answer for you, and we will let everyone know.
No, I'll be out there with the wrench putting up the signs because we're busy doing all those other things. But we got 2 new backhoes. No.
Yeah. So another thing I want to talk about as well is impact awards that are coming up for the business community.
Great for our community. These are businesses and people that have businesses or entrepreneurs or organizations being recognized as the best of the best in our community. In each category, there's 3 nominees. And there's a number of different categories, lifetime achievement kind of awards. And I see Barry Fitzgerald's in there, Tony Bendel's in there, I think. And,
he is, And Marcy from Wendy's.
Well, she's in Women of Distinction.
Inspirational Women Award.
And after again, here's another, after 25 years, she's an overnight success. Right? She's
a lot of fun because
Paul and I, a lot of other great community stuff like Christmas Care and other things. So I'm proud of her. I'm so proud of her. And she's up against a couple of tough competitors.
It's always hard.
Right. Suzanne Ferris.
Yeah.
Who does some great work downtown, right? With the light up downtown and other things, and her own business in downtown. And from Cobb's Bread.
Alicia.
Right? Alicia,
Rickman.
right? So, who also has been just a great new introduction to our community in the last year and a half. So tough sledding, but always so much good happening with the people in our award system, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And we were out, we actually did the interview with Marcy this morning.
Oh, you did? Nobody told Joe. I thought maybe I'd get to, ask.
You're going to go in the background? Oh, I thought you were going to go in
Oh, no, I could at least
photo
bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you got to do that today.
Yeah, because if you don't know, Paul's the CEO of the chamber. We're running around to all the different nominees.
Right. I've seen Paul doing some interviews, but I didn't know you were in the background with the camera.
I was in the background with the camera. And then we're going to post little previews on the chamber's Facebook page.
Perfect.
I'll share them out on Established as well, but check that out so you can see these little previews.
So that's April 12th.
April 12th.
The Ignite Awards at the Memorial Arena. This is a new venue, somewhat.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah, we have
the first time we put on a show there.
Memorial Arena Auditorium for a lot of neat things and weddings and other things. It doesn't get used as much anymore. Now, the last 3 winters, we've given it to Christmas Care to use for their work there because we used to be able to use a closed up factory or something for that. No such thing in St. Thomas anymore.
It was a COVID vaccine clinic for a while there during COVID.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah,
that too.
I got my jabs there.
Yes, me too.
Yep. And then before that, one of my favorite events that you helped put on was the Jurassic Park event. When the Raptors were on their way to win.
When the Raptors won the NBA that year, and we had a street Jurassic Park. Yeah. And then we had some questionable weather.
Very questionable.
So we went to Memorial and held it on the ice pad in there. Yeah, we've had some fun with this. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the Impact Awards are going to be there.
Yes. What a great thing to do.
You haven't got a chance to experience Memorial as an event space. This is your chance. Now, tickets are $150.
Right. So it's an incredible night.
And there's full how should I say this? There's a full selection of food. There's going to be an oyster bar,
food,
as much sushi as you can eat. There's also going to be a mashed potato bar.
Yes. Which is a really fun thing. If you've not been to an event with a mashed potato bar, the first one I went to was a charitable event in London at one of the car dealerships.
Yeah.
And I went, mashed potatoes? Yeah. How special is this?
Right.
And they gave you a little goblet of mashed potatoes, but then there was about 50 toppings you could put on your mashed potatoes. And it was really quite a neat appetizer. So, you'll be okay. You'll walk away from this event going, I'm glad I went to this event.
Absolutely. There's an amazing speaker as well that's going to be up there. And, of course, all the business people that we're honoring.
Did we talk about comedy at the Queso Station on April 4th?
No, but we should.
Well, the MC is somebody you know, and 2 good comedians, and it's a fundraiser for the Canada Southern Railway Station. So, yes, your mayor is breaking out the comedy show again. I'm writing some new material, and I'll be emceeing that event that night. So if you haven't got your tickets for that one,
April 4th,
get them. Brews and Bunnies is coming up before that, but it's sold out, right? And I don't know who bought all the tickets, the Brew guys or the Bunny guys. I just don't know. But in about 15 minutes, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've got the Kinsman Easter egg hunt.
At Pinafore Park. And look, this is a group that does fantastic stuff in our city. One of the ways of giving back is the Easter egg hunt every year. So I think that's Saturday. So is that March 31st or April 1st? What is Saturday? Somebody online, tell me.
I think it's April 1st. I don't think it's this Saturday. I think it's the next one, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. It's got a whole week to go yet. You're right. I'm lost. I'm heading to Toronto on the 22nd and back for the 23rd for the Shamrock Shuffle, or 21st and 22nd, whatever it is. A little running around this week. Yeah. And you can't go anywhere.
No, and there was a question about the baby. The baby has not arrived yet, but it will arrive any day. So
So he's staying close to home and interviewing Marcy, because then he can break away pretty quickly.
That's right. If I got to run.
Other great candidates in the award parts coming up. Right? Excellent.
Absolutely. But I think that in terms of all the award interviews, we've got the majority of them will be done by tomorrow. So after that, it's just editing.
Well, and then, put it all together. And then the night of, each of these, they kind of call out what award they're doing, and then show a little clip that Grayden's done with Paul and the candidates of why they were up for this award, 3 for each award, and then one of them wins. And it's quite significant. It's a fun, big part of our community to recognize the people who are giving back and moving hard in our community from a business point of view or community activism point of view.
Yeah, it's just incredible. So, April 12th, get your tickets, talk to the chamber.
Yes. I haven't heard a sold out on it yet, but it doesn't usually not. It will sell out.
It will sell out, and that's why we moved to the Memorial Arena.
It's a little bigger than usually.
So we can have more people.
Okay, great. That's a good piece.
Yeah.
There's a hockey game that night. You can sneak it. No, I'm just kidding. It's at Memorial. It could be.
The ice will be out. The ice will be out. But there's also the home show that weekend as well over at the Joe Thornton.
The 12th, 13th, and 14th for the home show. So Friday night it opens all day Saturday, all day Sunday till 5 o'clock. Come on by the home show. Look, if you have an apartment, if you have a house, if you have a townhouse, if you're thinking of moving, you want to come by the home show and see all of the different design options there are and what there is, home builders, different plumbers, different landscapers. Want to have
and they have deals. So if you're looking for some deals on different things, they'll have them at the home show.
Well, I believe you get a free hamburger on your admission price.
From Wendy's?
So you get pretty much your admission price back with a free hamburger on walking in. Right? And if you find me there, I'll probably have some more. Right? And we probably have some neat things from the city to give away. Perhaps some elephants. I know last year we gave away elephants.
Did we talk about the Stuffy Parade?
Oh, no. What a great time it was last Friday at the library, by the way. At least 30 kids, maybe 50. There was that many. Everybody brought their own Stuffy. I brought Stuffy the elephant.
And Stuffy led the parade.
We were the masters of the parade, or the marshals of the parade. And we had a riot. We sang songs. We read stories. We acted out with our Stuffies because most of them could, right? And it was a really fun time. Then we had the parade outside, and we went over to the new bookmobile. And we're going to have a conversation about that on Mayor's Update. I think we're launching it next week or the week after. But you haven't seen it, it's parked beside the library. It's a beautiful, colorful bookmobile. I remember the bookmobile pretty much coming to each school and even by our house. When I was younger, that was where we got our library books. Right? As the bookmobile came by.
You didn't have a library in your school?
There was a library in the school also, and there was other library branches that we could go to. But the bookmobile also came by. It was like the ice cream man coming by, but it was the bookmobile come. Hey, for a fellow who loved to read, it was great.
Some of my favorite times were in the library, both here and at my school at Sparta.
Mine was sneaking my books at night, go to bed, go to sleep in there. No, I'm busy reading Hardy Boys or Treasure Island or Mark Twain and living in a different place or visiting a different place. It was just, you learn to use your imagination if you can learn to read. You really do.
And if you want to listen to audiobooks, they have the Cloud Library app. They do. From the library.
And I've gone to listening to audio more.
Right? So you can get any book you want from the library through the Cloud Library and listen to it through your device, like your mobile phone, like your smartphone, or whatever else you need on your computer.
I fire it through the Bluetooth in my car and drive to the cottage. You got 3 hours each way for a book. I can read in 2 trips, read a whole book, or hear a whole book. Can you call it read it if you're hearing? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm lost. I'm old. Pick up the pieces. Who knew you could listen to your book in your car on the way?
That's what we do. Incredible. It's incredible. We got a shout out from Margaret McKnight. Hello, Margaret. Thanks for joining us. Always good to see you on the show.
Yes.
But we're coming to the end of our time here.
Yes. Not here on Earth, but here on Mayor's Update tonight. So thank you for coming out and leaving Jess home all alone in case she's having.
Well, she's at her sister's house.
Oh, okay. So she's covered. All right. All right. And so we'll have to have a contingency plan for next week if you can't.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, because I don't know how to do this crap by myself.
No, we'll do the remote. I can do it from home.
Okay.
I'll just,
or from the delivery room at the hospital. No, no.
We're doing a home birth.
Home birth. Oh, well,
yeah.
Great.
So,
oh no, hey Jess, it's okay. Let him leave the room and come do Mayor's update because you know who's more important in this relationship.
We might push it. We might have to.
We might have to move it to another day that's more convenient.
Yeah.
Right.
And speaking of pushing it, anyway.
Yeah,
no,
push.
I'm not. Stopping. All
okay,
right.
we're not doing that today.
Love you guys. Thanks for
you.
watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for putting up with us. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
I will.
Have a good one. Cheers.